Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Azula from the HummingBirdCoven. Welcome to your solar eclipse in Sagittarius, new moon, oracle guidance and intuitive message. I am going to be pulling cards live on camera today, and I will be channeling live as well. So also just take what messages resonate and leave the rest for someone else. This is going to be a general message for everyone. If you want a little bit more of a personal message and you know either your sun, moon, rising, Mercury, or Venus sign, I will have the monthly readings that I did this past week for December. I'll have those in the description box down below, so you can check that out and you can see maybe how this moon is affecting you a little bit more specifically. And I think with that being said, I'm just going to jump into this message. So grab your notebooks always, grab your tea, your water, your crystals, your candles, your incense, your blankets, your snacks, whatever you need to feel comfortable and to receive this message and this guidance. I'm going to start with my Moonology diary, like I usually do. I should have the description for this posted down below. It also goes with these cards, my Moonology Oracle deck. Oh wow, full moon in Sagittarius. So clearly Sagittarius energy coming out strong for us. If you are a Sag, happy birthday. This is your birthday month. This is Sag season that we are also closing up, and we're moving into Capricorn season as we go through, I think next week, with the winter solstice, we'll be moving into Capricorn season. With the winter solstice as well as the great conjunction, I'm thinking I might do a separate video for that energy that's bringing in. I'll either do that on my YouTube channel, or I'll do a shorter message on my Instagram page. So also follow me there if you aren't already. Again, I'll have everything that you need to know posted down in the description box below for you. So make sure to check that out, because that always has other videos that you might want to that you might be interested in, as well as the cards that I use and anything else that I use. I usually have links posted in that description for you. But yeah, I'm gonna read just some of what my Moonology diary says, as well as see what house this might be affecting for you. Okay, so new moon eclipse in Sagittarius. So much is happening this week. We have a new moon, an eclipse, Saturn moving from Capricorn into Aquarius, Jupiter moving into Aquarius, and a rare once every 12 years Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. When energies stack up this way, all we can do is be aware and live consciously. The new moon eclipse makes this a super powerful week, so be sure to invest some real energy in your new moon wishes and intentions. However, the moon goes void of course after the new moon, so wait at least 12 hours to make your wish list. So yeah, if any of you are manifesting for this moon, it might be better to wait until, I think the moon is on Monday, right? Yeah. It might be better to wait until Tuesday to actually make your, to write down your manifestations or do your rituals, whatever it is that you do. Better to wait till Tuesday to do that. Okay, with two outer planets, Jupiter and Saturn, changing signs, it's a turnaround week for everyone, no matter their star sign or rising sign, so stay awake. So your rising signs, if you know what your rising sign is, I'm going to read the house that might be affected for you. So if you're an Aries rising, your 9th house is being affected. Taurus rising, your 8th house. Gemini, your 7th house. Cancer, your 6th house. Leo, 5th house. Virgo, your 4th house. Libra, 3rd house. Scorpio, 2nd house. Sagittarius, your 1st house. Capricorn, 12th house. Aquarius, 11th house. And Pisces, your 10th house is being affected for this moon. Again, this is an eclipse. It is an eclipse moon. It is very intense energy that we're working through, that we're moving through. So if things have been intense and a little bit chaotic for you this week, or even, well, this year truly, but this week and these past few months, we are also in the middle of eclipse season. And I think this eclipse is the last eclipse for this year, and then we have a full moon in Cancer, which is the 4th Cancer moon that we've had this year, and then we move into 2021. So yeah, things are definitely wrapping up. Energy is definitely after this shakeup, this kind of tornado, hurricane energy that we've had, we are finally kind of settling down, and things are settling into their respective places and where they need to be for 2021 as we continue to move forward. Although that year is also going to bring a lot of change, a lot of revolution. There will probably also be a lot of rebellion in different ways. So I also don't want to scare anyone. I don't want this platform to be a space of fear. It's a space of support and a space of love and a space of guidance, so we can understand the energies that are moving through, that we are moving through, and have a better understanding of how to work with them so that we can maintain our equilibrium as the world kind of gets chaotic as we move through the seasons. And yeah, with that being said, I'm going to get into the cards. So I have a few decks that I'm going to be using today. Again, all of them will be posted in the description box below. I'm going to start with my Okana Oracle deck though, to see, this is a deck that I have been using and that is intended for use for shadow work. And showing us the lessons that might be coming through for us to help us to work through our shadow and to move forward in our lives. So I'm going to kind of pull the overall lesson that's coming through for the collective with this moon. So solar eclipse in Sagittarius. For the collective consciousness, what is the overall shadow element? What is the overall lesson that is coming through for all of us to pay attention to? What do we need to know? What is holding us back at this time? What is the overall lesson coming through for all of us with this moon? One card, please. One card, please. Thank you. Plenty. I hope you can see that. I love these cards. They're so pretty. A trifle grows where nothing else will sprout. I'm going to read this card for us, as well as the bottom of the deck, which is Mercurial. Today cannot be like tomorrow. So these are the shadow energies, again, that are coming through for the collective, that we all need to work through, that we all need to let go. We all need to cycle out, is kind of the energy that is coming through. So the shadow element for this card. Even though you may have accomplished much in life, your yearning for more wealth, not specific to money, fuels your fire to your own detriment. Many people get the verse, money is the root of all evil, completely wrong. It is not money that is the root of evil, because the full quote is, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which means that the love of it, the greed, is the problem. This card is for the success junkies and the social validation hoarders. I'm sure you have seen Rise and Grind and the millionaire mentality, motivational quotes littered across your feed, informing you that unless you're building immeasurable wealth or social status, that somehow your life is wasted. But what does that mean to be obsessed with success? It goes beyond being comfortable. It is a means of validating your entire existence. If you are in a constant state of acquiring new wealth, material trophies, and status. This card suggests that you are currently getting lost in the rat race of perceived success, even if it's just a means to prove that you can do it. If you came from meager means and want to be a somebody, your guides are asking you to establish why you feel this need to run the never-ending race, or establish your own definition of personal success outside of manufactured abundance such as money, material goods, social media applause, and external praise, etc. Yeah, that is definitely an energy that's coming through with this message. I'm drawn to the energy of karma. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes that you guys know I always have and I always take to see the energies that is coming through in astrology and any other intuitive message that might come through that I might just jot down. But I am drawn to the energy of Chiron, which is retrograde right now in the sign of Aries. And it is meant to be or go direct in the sign of Aries December 16th, which is like 2 days after this solar eclipse. And it will also be in the sign of Aries until 2027, moving direct and retrograde and direct again. So it's also helping us become very aware of this energy. Well, Aries also rules the first house, and its ruling planet is Mars. So this is our action, this is our desire, this is the way that we take action in life, this is the way we move forward, this is what we're fighting for. First house has to do with who am I? What do I want? What are my desires? And how do I take action? How do I confront obstacles to get what I want? Is Aries and first house and Mars energy. And Chiron is known as the wounded healer. So this is he's the healer, the teacher, the philosopher that was healing everyone else but wasn't able to heal himself, is kind of the energy that's coming through. A lot of us are kind of, I feel like, going through an identity crisis. Again, there's this energy of my voice, who am I? What do I stand for is also an energy that's coming through. What are my true desires? What do I truly want? And again, it's understanding everything that comes with your dreams, your desires, your wishes. What does that mean for you? And is it just the success that you're chasing? Is it just maybe the money that you're chasing? There's also, don't be so quick to maybe chase monetary goals or social status or success. Because yes, they can provide you with a certain amount of freedom. Yes, they can provide you with a certain amount of comfort, but they may also bring to you discomfort and maybe attention that you didn't really want is also an energy that's coming through. Right, success comes with the good and the bad. You're going to get also the people who love what you're doing, and you're also going to get the people who are hating on what you're doing and filling your feed maybe with negativity or whatever the case scenario may be for you, depending on what you're doing, how you're moving forward in your life, and whatever it is that's coming up for you at this time to move forward towards. Or that has been coming through your aura or through your desires of what you want to create as you move into 2021. And it's just there's an energy of just being conscious of what that means again, and this energy of healing who you are. Again, who are you really? Maybe are you putting on a mask to try to fit in with society? Are you betraying yourself by chasing this status or chasing money in this way? What are your own goals and beliefs is also an energy that's coming through, which is more so Taurus energy, which we do have Uranus, who is retrograded in the sign of Taurus right now. Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, where Saturn and Jupiter are moving into. So there is also this shakeup of what are our beliefs, what are our values, how do we value ourselves as well when we make certain decisions to move forward in a certain space and to open up ourselves, right? Open up ourselves to the world in whatever way that means for you, whatever way that makes sense for you, to gain this social status or to receive more money and more abundance in monetary wealth in that way, if that makes sense. There's also, hold on, where do we hold ourselves back as well is an energy that's coming through with Chiron. Is the chase for money holding us back from our true purpose of what we were meant to bring into this world, what we're meant to manifest, what we're meant to create for the betterment and for the value of not only ourselves and our personal, even maybe selfish needs possibly, again, your personal wants and your desires of where you want to go in this life. Where does, again, that the greed, the lust for money take away from, again, your purpose and what you're truly meant to nurture and to allow to unfold in its in divine timing in this lifetime, is the energy that's coming through. Where can we be destructively rebellious is also an energy that's coming through. There is a lot of energy with Uranus, the ruling planet of Aquarius, which is that energy, rebellion, revolution, new information, new ideas, new technology as well. There is definitely an emphasis on the internet. And again, because everyone can now put themselves out on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram and become an influencer and become almost this social figure, right? This celebrity of sorts. But is it just, again, it's just what are your beliefs? What are your values? What is the reason? What is the why that you're doing it? Is it for personal greed and satisfactory temporary fulfillment, or is it for humanity, which is the energy that is also coming through with Aquarius energy as we move also into the age of Aquarius, as we move into 2021. This idea of humanity, this idea of community, this idea of our family even, but the good of the whole is kind of the energy that's coming through. What is going to uplift all of us, not just me specifically. There's also an energy with Chiron being in the sign of Aries, is healing the wounded masculine. So the toxic masculine, the wounded masculine energy within all of us, however you identify. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us, and we all have the extremes, the light of those energies as well as the shadows of those energies can come out when we are not balanced within ourselves and understanding how those energies work within ourselves and how we find our personal balance with them. It's kind of like the yin yang energy. Within the feminine there's a little bit of masculine, within the masculine there's a little bit of feminine. So how do we work to bring those into balance? There's also a lot of partnerships that are trying to come together, relationships that are trying to come together, that need to have this aspect healed. I feel like there is also an energy of, I think it's within healing the masculine, you also heal your feminine energy as well, and toxic femininity that has kind of shown its face a little bit more and more people are talking about it's not just masculine energy that can be toxic, it's also feminine energy that can be toxic and destructive. So how do we heal that? And again, how do we come more into a balance so that we are not, again, being selfish or being ruled by our earthly desires, right? By this monetary wealth or by this idea of social status or fame or celebrity in whatever way. Share the wisdom we've learned from our own pain and wounds to help heal others is also an energy that's coming through. There's definitely been a lot coming up for all of us in terms of, again, shadow work, but wherever this wound is, right, for you, wherever it is for you in your emotional reality, in your past life, in your childhood, in your relationships, right, wherever this wound is that is bleeding all over this space and making it challenging and making it complicated for you, it's acknowledging there's an energy of also your part to play in not taking the time to acknowledge this wound and to heal this wound. I want to read the bottom of the deck. Today cannot be like tomorrow. Okay, so this card, the shadow element, is to be fickle and indecisive, struggling with keeping focus on any one thing, prone to diving headfirst into something of interest and promptly abandoning it. This card announces the presence of instability within one's interests, follow through, and ability to complete projects or fulfill obligations. In a shadow context, this could be calling on you to take stock of your unfinished business and loose ends. It can also be questioning why you feel the need to switch from objective to objective, be it travel, career, hobby, or relationships. What are you avoiding? What are you seeking that the last thing didn't fulfill? Why does sticking with something or someone bore you almost immediately? Why do you make plans and regret them after the fact? So that's the bottom of the deck energy for the shadow, the lesson that this moon is bringing in. So again, there's also this energy of the rat race, right? It's this fast-paced lifestyle that we have been breaking down. Like Spirit has been working to break that down this entire year, to bring us back into our home space. Also, there's an energy to help us, again, with this wounded healer, to help us create time for us to heal the wounds that we have accumulated over years and years and generations of running is kind of the energy that's coming through, if that makes sense. Feeling the need to keep moving is also the energy that's coming through, and to move quickly because life is moving quickly, because the outside world is moving quickly. There's definitely this focus on time and just making sure that you're spending time and taking time to tend to yourself, to tend to your health care, to tend to your self-care and self-love, so that, again, you can be clear about why you are moving forward, or why you feel you need to accumulate wealth in whatever way that makes sense for you, or accumulate this social status in whatever way that makes sense for you. It's also healing the ego is an energy that's coming through. Because I feel like for a lot of you, especially if you clicked on this video, you have a lot to offer to what we are moving into as we move into this new age. Literally, you have a lot to offer. You have so much gifts, talents, and abilities that is for the betterment of the collective, for the betterment of humanity as we move forward, and as also we realize the blessings that we have. I think is also the energy that this year has shown us. This year, a lot of people maybe wanted to get everything they want, but instead were able to appreciate everything they have. Also acknowledging, and as we look to, and as we are also able through the beauty and the power and the ingenuity of technology and of the internet, we are able to see what is happening on the other side of the world. We are able to in ways, like it's bringing this world together. Like this world is becoming a much smaller place as much as it is huge and it is vast. In certain ways, it's becoming a much smaller place as we also all realize that it's about all of us. Like what happens on one side of the world ultimately and in the long run will affect the other side of the world. So it's how, again, do we come together in a way that is, and I feel like that's what we're moving to and towards within this new age. And with Saturn and Jupiter moving into the sign of Aquarius, into the sign that rules the internet, and also rules the idea of uniqueness and individuality, as well as the idea of groups and unions, and again, humanity, community. There's a lot, there's people are being brought closer together, and it's also through the work that we're doing. So we can't be jumping from one thing to another thing. We have to settle down for a bit and focus on one thing and really work on it, and put our energy, our time, our spiritual understanding and the awakenings that I feel like a lot of you might have been having, and the lessons that you have been learning through this past year. And if you are just starting to kind of awaken to what's going on, and everyone has their own timing, so it's also not like I'm not judging anyone. There are people who've come before me, I'm where I am, and other people are where they are, and that's just it's what it is. But it's also, how do we help those people? And also, if you are stepping into this time of healing, it is understanding the ego and how that plays a part in our own suffering, right? How our own ego can play a part in our own suffering and creating more pain and more challenges and more conflict in our life. It's how, again, do we come to this equilibrium and this acceptance of who you really are and what your voice is, and also the power that your voice has in the things that you do manifest into your reality, into your perception, into your communities, into your families, into the world, and how that plays a part in the growth and the evolution of this world, as well as an energy that's coming through. I hope that's making sense so far. Let me know in the comments down below if it does, but I'm going to move on to the moon message, the moon energy that's coming through for the collective. What is the overall moon's energy for all of us that we can expect to work with? Yes, it is a solar eclipse moon, but that might not necessarily be the card that comes out. Wow, yeah. Actually, I think this card came out for me yesterday as well, which is why I feel like there's a big focus on this Aries energy with Mars, who was retrograde but now direct in the sign of Aries, and then Chiron, who is retrograde and will be moving direct on the 16th. There is this huge focus on Aries. A fiery climax approaches. I feel like this year has been a lot, but I feel like there is a climax, there is a completion, right? Full moon energy is about completion, is about the height of whatever it is that's happening, and after that, things start to settle back down, things start to even out is an energy that's coming through. Level out is also an energy that's coming through as we move forward in a new sense of who am I, what is my purpose, what is my voice, and how do I use it, is an energy that's coming through. So full moon in Aries, that's the energy that is supporting us. Okay, new moon in Scorpio wants to show its face. Again, this is working through our fears. This is working through our pain. This is working through our trauma. This is everything that maybe came up for you during Scorpio season. Maybe reflect on Scorpio season and see, again, maybe what lessons or what shadow work was trying to come up for you, and complete the work is essentially the energy that's coming through. Do the healing work, do your rituals, do your self-care rituals, all that to help you to heal this energy. And also there's a huge focus on your spiritual practice, especially as we move into the future. So it's honoring that, and it's taking that seriously, and it's carving out time to come back to yourself is really the energy that's coming through, to come back to yourself, to come back to your spirit, so that you are secure in who you are and how that affects the actions that you take, and the reasons, the intention behind the actions that you take, and how that affects not only your life but your environment, your home space, your family, your community, so on and so on. You are very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous moon is at the bottom of the deck. Again, I feel like there is also a lot of blessings that are trying to come through in the end of this year. We have definitely been going through a lot. So blessings want to come through for us. So, yeah. A fiery climax approaches. Things are coming to completion. Okay, I'll take those. Change at the bottom of the deck. Things are changing. Yeah, 100% things are changing. The cards that came out, we have 4 cards come out. We have creative blocks, loneliness, and 2 cards of kind of solitude, loneliness. Again, being by ourselves to work through and come back to our spirit, to understand who we are, to work through maybe the creative blocks as well. You are having creative blocks or challenges or blocks in whatever way that you are trying to force yourself forward into, whatever you're trying to push yourself forward into. You may be experiencing these blocks because there's a certain amount of you are not completely aligned in your truth, in your purpose, in your passion, as well as an energy that's coming through. Are you just doing this thing to get money, or do you actually enjoy this career space that you're moving into? Is also an energy that's coming through. And then you have true love. So true love is also trying to come through for us. It's trying to bless us. I feel like there's definitely this is giving me love of self. Again, with this Aries energy, it's coming through very strong. This first house, Aries first house, Mars energy, it's all about I, right? It's all about who am I? What do I want? What is my desires, once again? So I feel like this is self-love. And again, it's creating this spiritual practice if you haven't already, or it is continuing to stick to this spiritual practice, to take intentional action towards honoring and looking after and taking care of your spirit as much as you were trying to take care of all these outside elements or distractions, or whatever the case scenario may be. Again, it's within this loneliness, it's within this solitude that you find wholeness, you find love for yourself, and these creative blocks are lifted as well. So I'm going to pull the chakra card to see what chakra we might all want to work with. Angels and Masters. Yeah, what? Sagittarius energy all day. Jupiter energy all day. Ascended Masters. And there is very much an energy of that with this conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. I've been reading and I've heard that the last time, although I think I also read that it's not actually confirmed that this was the planetary alignment, but I have heard, and if this resonates with you, then it resonates with you, that the last time that there was a planetary alignment like this was the Christmas star, I think it was, right? The birth of that ascended master, to help bring in an era, an age of healing, of philanthropy, of spiritual study and understanding is kind of the energy that's coming through. Bottom of the deck is visualization. Yeah, there's also definitely new vision coming through with Aquarius energy as well. New vision for the futures, new ideas, new understandings. Again, there's this energy of spiritual teacher, spiritual healer. A lot of you guys also might be spiritual teachers and healers, ascended masters, or have ascended masters supporting you, helping you, guiding you. This is your soul star chakra as well. So this is connecting to that divine wisdom, that divine knowledge that comes down to help you, what did I say? Align yourself. Come back into the alignment of who you are as a spiritual being, what your purpose was or is to bring into reality. That's card number 33, so pay attention. Maybe if you see 33, that can definitely be a confirmation for you, and a sign for you, as well as the card 28. Which is 10. Again, this completion, this climax, this ability to heal and to release all of these blocks, right? These emotional blocks, these spiritual blocks, these physical blocks, to help you open up to a new vision, maybe. Wow, we have balance under that. As I said, again, that yin-yang type of energy. Balance, card number 6. This is your root chakra. This is grounding that vision, third eye chakra. So the information that you receive from your soul star chakra, that's about 6 inches above your head, that guidance that you receive from your ancestors, from your angels, from your masters, from your guides, in your safe space, in your quiet space, in your sacred space, in this space of solitude. Don't feel lonely in this space. This is your healing space. And this is also helping you maintain a sense of individuality, of uniqueness. by truly understanding who you are as an individual, not just following. There's an energy of following mainstream and following like the trends and stuff, things like that. Who are you? What do you stand for? What are you fighting for as well? As an energy that's coming through. So receiving these downloads, receiving this alignment, and then opening up to a new vision, and then grounding that vision in truth by, again, this balance. There's an energy of balance, spirituality, and practicality. This is Pisces energy that's coming through, where we have Neptune direct in the sign of Pisces, which has definitely been a huge theme for a lot of us this year. This idea and energy of, well, first of all, the energy of Pisces can deal with that escapism energy that was coming through. How do we cope with the things that come up for us that we don't really want to share with anyone else, the things that are from our past, maybe the things that we're shameful of. How do we cope? How do we sometimes even try to escape from that? Either can be through substances or through drug abuse or through addictions or, again, lust, this temporary satisfaction type of energy. Or do we have a spiritual way? Because Pisces and Neptune energy also rules spirituality and the other side of the veil. Do we have a spiritual ritual or a spiritual routine where we can come back to ourselves, to our self-love? And again, that energy also rules this idea of unconditional love. The love that comes from spirit, the love that comes from your ancestors, your angels, your guides, the masters that are supporting you, that are helping you, the love that comes from whoever it is that you pray to, whatever your creator, your God is. That love, that unconditional love. And yeah, grounding that love is also an energy that's coming through. I'm going to pull a few tarot cards to see what else is coming through for us. But again, let me know if this message is resonating with you so far. If you know what this is about for you, if this resonates with you in any way, let me know. Also, like this video if it does, and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. But yeah, what is any additional messages, maybe any elements that we can work with? We can definitely work with the element of fire, 100%. This is a fire moon. But this is also, the card that came out for us was this Aries energy. So definitely working with fire. Candle is perfect for this, right? In your sacred space. Wow, the Empress and the Four of Wands. That's a lot of personal power. That's a lot of manifestation energy. This is Venus energy. Venus right now is in the sign of Scorpio, and it will be moving into the sign of Sagittarius on December 15th and 16th. So the same day that Chiron is moving direct on in the sign of Aries, you have Venus moving into the sign of Sagittarius. Yeah, this is creativity with our spiritual practices. This is creativity. You have the Four of Wands, which is very much giving me, well, this 4 universal year 2020, the 4 pillars that we've kind of been talking about, the 4 seasons as we're moving through them. Again, this energy of fire with wands is coming through. But Four of Wands also has to do with celebration, togetherness, happiness, joy. Marriage also is an energy that comes through with Four of Wands. Yeah, those types of energies. Again, there's this energy though of stability, is finding your 4 elements that are within and without to help us to manifest, right? It's the 4 elements that the Empress uses to bring things into her reality, to manifest blessings into her reality. Venus ruling the signs of Taurus, which again, we talked about that Uranus retrograde in Taurus, as well as Libra, which, is there any Libra energy? Well, we did have a super moon in Libra, and again, that energy of balance, right, ultimately is the energy that's coming through. Again, especially if this is a wedding, a relationship type of things, is stability within that space. Four of Wands can also have to do with the home space, right? The four walls, your home energy that's coming through. The bottom of the deck, wow, you have Mars. You have this tower. So definitely also an highlighted energy on the masculine and feminine principles. Again, the masculine and feminine within ourselves, and how do we balance those energies. But yeah, Venus in Scorpio is definitely bringing creativity and the beauty in our spiritual practices, the beauty that can be found in magic, the beauty that can be found in transformation, in healing. Yeah. The beauty, the pleasure that can be found when we enter this space of solitude and give love to ourselves. An energy that just came through is, are you loving yourself in your personal love language? Is also an energy that's coming through. Loving yourself in your own love language. I'm going to pull 2 more cards, and then I'm going to close out this reading. But yeah, definitely finding more of a balance between the masculine and feminine within ourselves. Definitely healing our wounded masculine energy as we tap into our feminine energy, into our spirituality, into, again, creating this sacred space, this love-filled space, this safe space as well, right? 2 of Swords. Again, this is the meeting, the balancing of our light and of our shadow, of our masculine and of our feminine. There's also an energy of our thoughts and of our emotions is coming through. Yeah, air and water. Our thoughts and our emotions. 2 of Swords, Ace of Cups. This is self-love. This is taking a pause. And whatever it is that you're doing, you need to be like alone. Like alone. On your, like, your family will be fine. Your whatever it is, it will be fine. But you need this breakdown right now. So that, look, you have Jupiter under that. So that you can turn this cycle, so that you can turn towards your destiny, towards your purpose. You have Hermit's energy, Virgo, under that. Virgo energy having to do with service, having to do with healing. But the Hermit's energy is that personal journey to find our self-identity, our self-esteem. And again, what is it that we truly love to do? You have Neptune's energy. Wow. A lot of major arcana as well. Like, this is definitely a major shift that is happening for us. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana cards. Again, that number 6, that balance energy, right? The Hanged Man, Neptune's energy. This is changing our perspective. This is taking a pause, so that, and like just hanging out for a while is the type of energy that's coming through, to find stability, to find balance, to see what do we need to sacrifice so that we are able to allow spirit to move us forward, to guide us forward. Allow our spirit guides, allow our masters, our angels to guide us forward as we move into this new year. There's going to be a lot of changes that's happening next year. Again, 2021 is a universal year 5. That's a lot of changes are going to happen. There's going to be a lot of good changes. There's definitely going to be a lot of positives, again, as we continue to move into this space also of unconditional love, and of allowing our spirituality, our spiritual consciousness, our own inner teacher and inner master and inner healer to guide us forward. There's going to be a lot of positive changes within ourselves and within our communities, but there is a certain amount of rebellion, and again, this revolution energy that's coming through. There is a certain amount of challenges that we will still face. So again, it's just about being aware of that. And I do feel like this energy of home will continue to come through for us as we move into next year. The themes that we have kind of gone through this year, I feel like a certain amount will still be with us next year, because energy is cyclical. Energy is not linear. It doesn't just cut off and then a new energy comes in. It blends. It goes back and forth. It comes back around, right? So it's about integrating the lessons that we have learned this past year as we move forward into the next year, as we move into the 5 universal year. 5 is also the Hierophant within the tarot, which is about, again, spiritual teachings. This is an energy that's strongly coming through. It's also about our commitment, our contracts, kind of a covenant energy is coming through as well. But also with that marriage energy that's coming through. Again, there's a lot of relationships that want to come together, but we need to find a wholeness within ourselves. We need to understand our individuality so that we do not lose our sense of self and become codependent in certain relationships. We need to co-create is the energy that's coming through. We need to co-create the blessings that need to come through for us. You have Ace of Cups and the Devil's energy, and then 8 of Wands, and then Strength. Wow. And then the Chariot under that. This is giving love to those shadows, to those addictions that might have been coming up for you, to that trauma, to that pain, to that whatever low vibrational thing that is keeping you bound in this space, that is keeping you stuck. 8 of Swords. In a certain amount of false ego, again, is an energy that's coming through. It's finding more balance, again, Chariot energy, to work through that, to move through that. Again, that hurricane energy that I was talking about. We are in the eye of the storm. We are in the eye of the storm. And we decide how we move forward by balancing, again, our masculine and our feminine energies. So that is very much the energy that is coming through. Sorry, the last card is Sagittarius. This Temperance is a card of Sagittarius to close off this reading perfectly with that card of, again, higher wisdom, higher learning, higher understanding, seeing the bigger picture so that we can find more of a temperance, more of a balance, more of a healing with our hot and our cold, right? With our fire and our water, with our masculine and our feminine. Definitely working with the element of fire. You can work with all 4 elements because that was definitely an energy that was coming through, but specifically, because we also have all the elements within us, so you don't need to necessarily have all of them represented, but if that is something that resonates with you, then you can. But specifically working with intention with the element of fire is coming through the strongest. And then again, your soul star chakra, your third eye chakra for that new vision that's coming through, and then our root chakra so that we can balance this energy, so that we can stay rooted and grounded and safe and secure and stable, so that we do not have fear, so that our ego is not what is guiding us to move towards whatever goals that we may have or we may think that we want. So that we feel safe and secure to move into this new space and know that we will be protected, know that things will be in more of an alignment for us as we begin to take the steps towards this balance also of our spiritual practice and our physical practice is an energy that's coming through. Again, creative blocks are going to be released, and you can release them with the intention of fire, of this candle magic, maybe for some of you. And again, it's about also balancing our mental state and our emotional state, and finding an easier way to move forward in the truth, in the authentic truth of who you are as an individual. So that is your overall reading for this moon. Again, I hope that resonated. I hope that made sense for you. I hope that is supportive to you in your healing and in your journey. And I will see you in my next one. Happy healing. Bye.